Hello, everyone. My name is Michael, and today I want to talk to you about failing forward. When you hear the word failure, what's the first thing that comes to mind? I asked my kids this the other day, and they told me that they believe that it means they can't do something, which simply isn't true. So I want to talk about the stigma surrounding the word failure and the importance that failures have on us learning lessons. I'll be referencing Forbes magazine, Harvard Business Review, and some information from NASA. So, from the moment we're born, we're continuously surrounded by success and failure. More often than not, these two go hand in hand with each other. Take, for instance, when you're a baby and you're learning to walk, you're going to fall thousands of times. A lot. Hopefully, when you fall, you take some of that information and you put it towards the next step. Eventually, doing this enough, it'll result in you learning to walk. The word fail for me, I actually use as an acronym. To me, the word fail stands for first attempt in learning. Dr. Sam Collins interviewed for Forbes magazine in 2015, where she stated that at a young age, we're introduced to failure as a bad thing and something we should fear. This has set a stigma around the word failure, resulting in people just not wanting to try new things in fear of failing. It's also led people to not want to try things more than once, expecting the results to be the exact same. Amy C. Edmondson wrote an article for Harvard Business Review talking about what's called the blame game. With the blame game, she talked about how failure and fault are virtually inseparable from each other. If someone fails, they have a tendency to want to blame a person or object near them to release ownership from themselves, so that way they don't have to take that as a failure on themselves. Sometimes the blame game can be used as a positive manner. Take, for instance, if somebody's working on a machine of some kind and it breaks down, they don't look at that as a failure for them. They look at where they can make the item or find out what broke and make it better. NASA is a perfect example of this. During the NASA program of Apollo, or the Apollo program, their intent was to put a man on the moon. They failed numerous times, sometimes resulting in the loss of life. But if they had just cut their losses and quit and given up, do you think that we would have ever gotten a person on the moon? Instead, they took this as an opportunity to learn from their mistakes, figure out what was wrong, and eventually with Apollo 11, they were able to put the first man on the moon. So to conclude, we can see the importance that failures have on us learning lessons. We covered failing at birth, or failing from birth, the stigma surrounding the word failure, and the blame game, and successes that came from failure. In all, the next time you're failing, I hope that you remember that you're failing forward and not backward. Thank you.